Hello and welcome to the Broke But Not Broken podcast. This is episode T, and I am your host, Destocat. The last episode, I had my old friend Brian on, and it took a while for us to link up, and I promised that he could be my next guest, and I promised you guys the next episode would have a guest. So it took a while for us to meet up and make time to record a podcast, which is half the reason why it took a while to come out. The other half would be the usual. I just didn't really take initiative. Anyways, we're back. Episode T. I told you all that I would be back real quick after the last episode. And I think we're going to be able to put this next episode out in less than 24 hours of the last episode. I'm actually going to try my best to get every episode out to the letter Z by January 1st or the week of January 1st. One thing that I felt I really did not like about the last episode is one was a bit of unpreparedness. Sorry, my throat feels a bit itchy. Unpreparedness but that was okay because we got to just do some general chatting, which I would like to develop this podcast into when it comes to having more than just myself on it. And another thing I was not a fan of is my enunciation. Just again, right? Remember back to episode 1 or A. One of the goals of this podcast was to work on my enunciation, my dictation, my clarity, and my speed, my ability to not mumble as I speak. And maybe as going through now, because I'm really being mindful of that. So yeah, we're doing a nice slow burn. I've been jotting bullet points over the past month or two about what's been going on, and it's going to be a catch-up episode. It's going to be really a slow burn of a catch-up episode. It might end up being it might be the case where I don't even finish catching up, and that's okay. I'm just going to carry on to the next episode because as of right now, I just want to have content to make episodes until Z. So depending how I feel, I'll record 2 episodes tonight, or maybe just 1. All right. So according to my notes, first thing I have here is sniffling. So sniffling really goes back to the whole podcast logistics. The voice clarity. I think in the episode that I recorded before my last one, I was probably listening to it back, and I probably heard myself sniffling a lot. I'm gonna try to listen back this time, see if I can avoid that. I don't know if it's a problem of me just being too close to the microphone or something else, but we'll see when I listen back to this episode. So yeah, I just gotta be more mindful of the sniffling, the mouth, the lip smacking, and stuff. Right. Let me know if that's ever a problem. Anyone listening? I would always like feedback because I'm just trying to make this to well, I mean, I just heard myself lip smack just now. I'm trying to make this into a nice thing. Like, I'm not asking for popularity. I just want the podcast themselves to be nice quality wise. All right, so the next thing I have here is CrossFit. So CrossFit is a Japanese band I listen to. CrossFit. They're a Japanese metalcore band. You want to get the genre there. And they were gonna have a world tour including coming to New York, and I was excited. I've actually, in terms of Crossfade's music, they kind of passed that line for me where like the music becomes too heavy, and I noticed that as the more I listened to them, that the music just felt too heavy for me. So I slowly started falling out of listening to them. But because they're a Japanese artist and those are always rare to come overseas, I was pretty excited to listen to them. Um, but they ended up actually canceling the tour. They didn't really give a clear reason, or at least not one I could find. And it's interesting because they actually haven't had any tours, even in Japan, since they canceled the world tour. So probably something's going on with the band, and I hope everything's all right. Um, I actually did see Crossfade once. When I got to go to Japan, I went to a festival, and they were one of the acts performing. So I got to see them for 30 minutes. So yeah, if they come back, I'll be happy to see them. If you like the heavier heavy metal music, check out Eclipse by Crossfade. Or just Google Crossfade in Google. They got some pretty good songs. Um, Following that, I think this was October, I want to say. Like right now I'm talking about stuff that's going on in October. So um I went to see One OK Rock, another Japanese band. They actually come to the US pretty frequently compared to other bands, and compared to other Japanese artists. And this was my fourth time seeing them. Each time I saw them, it was because of a new album tour. Um, and I have to say that although the lead singer Taka, I think his voice is amazing. Just as a band, because of the newer, more the music that they've been tending towards is more poppier than when I first started listening to them, and it's more it has more of a priority on English lyrics rather than Japanese lyrics, which is I think makes their music seem weaker, in my opinion. But yeah, so each new album, each time I've seen them, I've enjoyed seeing them every time, all four times. But each consecutive time, I enjoyed them a little bit less. So this time again, I've enjoyed them a little bit less. And now I think I'm at the point where if they were to come back again to US, I probably would not go out of my way to see them. Um, that being said, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but now when I go to a concert, I like to record just one song. One song per concert. Just to have. And that way I can spend the rest of my time just, living in the moment of the concert, which I think is important. Um I don't want to be the guy with the phone out every few songs because I realized on my own that when I used to do that, I never even looked at them again. So what's the point? So yeah, the song I recorded for that One OK Rock concert was called "Prove." Really good song. It's on their newest album. And if you go to YouTube.com and type in One OK Rock Prove, my video should be one of the first 5 results, and right now it's standing at 23,000 views, and that's pretty cool. Things about concerts that I'm doing now that I didn't used to do when I was younger is that I used to always go in the GA pit, the standing room in the front. But I don't like doing that anymore because it's just uncomfortable, especially since COVID. So what I like to do now is I like to get a seated seat, but to make sure my view is not obstructed, I get a row 1. I always get the first row in any seated section. That way if I want to stand, I can stand. If I want to sit, I can sit. I don't have to be forced to stand. Someone standing in front of me because I'm in the first row. Yeah. Sometimes when I get the first row seating, I get a ledge in front of me, so I get to prop my phone up on that ledge and get to record a steady video, which is nice. Which I got the opportunity to do at the One OK Rock concert. So still in October. Following that, I went to see Rae Jepsen again. Um, because if I recall last time, I was really saying how much I loved seeing her concert. It was like one of my favorite concerts of the year. It's in my top 5 concerts of all time right now. And I, yeah, I went to go see it again in Philadelphia. So I took a 2-hour bus to Philadelphia. Oh, and I wanted to see it with a friend, right? Because if I'm gonna share such an awesome experience, I want to share it with somebody else. So I took my friend Paz. Remember my first guest. We went together, 2-hour bus ride to Philadelphia, and we came back that same night. Got back home at 2 a.m. the next day. It was great. Great. I think the Radio City experience was actually slightly better. Those I was more in front, so a little bit biased. But this experience was just as great. And again, I got first row seating, got the ledge, recorded song. And what song did I record at that concert? I recorded song Comeback. Unfortunately, that one did not blow up in views, but that's not the purpose, just to have a little bit of a historical record of my concert visits. All right. The next thing I have here is under title spoilers. It's basically like when I review or talk about shows or movies or things that I've watched, I always have this inner conflict of whether or not I should how do I say this? Whether or not I should like spoil it, because if I want you guys or want somebody to watch what I'm reviewing, if I spoil it, it could like it's giving information about the show as spoilery could make it sound more interesting, obviously, but could also make the person not want to watch it. So I don't know. I don't know how to find that middle ground. What I will do for sure is that if it's a show I would not recommend or like would say like it's not worth it, that I can just spoil the whole thing. Because like if I don't care to recommend it, it's okay if I tell you everything about it. At least from my perspective. And of course, I'll mention the show first, so you have like some time to skip over it if you don't want to hear anything about it. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but I was talking to some friends about reward apps, right? Like McDonald's rewards, Burger King rewards, and I was saying like Dunkin' Donuts, aka Dunkin' now, um, has, if you know, you know, has the best rewards app. They have it so that every Monday, if you order from the app, let me backtrack again. They had it so that every Monday, if you order on the app, you get like 100 extra points or double points or something like that. And the way like that turned out is that after like 2 or 3 Monday orders, just a regular drink, that was enough to get a free full drink of any customization. Like there's no other app where like three orders would get you like the main item, the Big Mac, the Whopper, the venti Starbucks, whatever. So I thought I appreciate Dunkin' Donuts a lot more, and I tried to strategically order that way. Um, but then literally the week I was going to talk about this, they revamped the entire app. It's I mean I don't use it anymore, but that's because I don't have a Dunkin' near me anymore. I'll get to that later. But I was gonna stop. I was pretty much gonna stop using the app, or at least going out of my way to get points, because that whole Monday deal is just gone. They made it just like all the other apps where they have buy something and you get something else for $1, or buy something and get something else free. And then racking points this time to get a free full drink of any customization would take like not 3 orders, definitely maybe like 6 or 7. And at that point, like if I can order 7 drinks in a small time frame, I could buy an 8 on my own. So like, yeah, rewards at the end of the day, like they don't have to exist at all because they're just extra stuff on money you would have spent anyways. But it's nice when the rewards incentivize you to order because I was incentivized to order every Monday from Dunkin' when they had that um that nice bonus points. All right, so that's my little rant on the Dunkin' rewards. Uh, Modern Family is a sitcom that I've been taking a little while to finish, but again, this is back in October. I finally finished that show. Um, I would not recommend this show, just because there's so many better sitcoms out there. This is not the worst sitcom I've seen. I'd like to see what it ranks on IMDb. Let me see here real quick. Modern Family, 8.5. Pretty good score, actually. Um, Again, there was nothing bad about it. I thought it was pretty okay. Um, how many seasons were Wiki, Modern Family. Hope the keyboard is not too loud. 11 seasons. It ended on 2020. Okay. So yeah. It's a perfectly good show. If you like light family sitcoms, I would recommend this. But if you really want like that funny, like wacky, chaotic sitcoms, I would say this is skippable. Yeah, nice watch. I finished it. Another one for the list. Um, Sorry, I'm just trying to look at the list of my shows. Shows. Modern Family, which I hope I added. Yes, I did. Okay, yeah. I wrote it in my list as skippable. Okay, and what else do we have here? A show I would recommend, which I want to know what the genre is called. I did talk about it before, actually. Reservation Dogs. It's a really good show. It's about it's like a slice of life comedy show about Native American teenagers living in the reservations. I think it's really cool. I think it's cool to have a show. You know, it's just all the actors and all the creators are like Native American people. Um, yeah, it's a really good show. I recommend Reservation Dogs. We just season 2 just ended. They're still greenlit for season 3. So I'll be waiting on that. So check out Reservation Dogs. Good show. Also, I said Modern Family is skippable. So based on my previous discussion, I could like spoil it, but it's just a slice of life comedy. It's not really much to spoil about that. Reservation Dogs, I'm not gonna spoil that. It's a good show. It's still going on. First 2 seasons are out. Check it out. Good show. Good show. Also, it's created by the guy who made the Thor movies. So if you like Marvel, maybe that'll inspire you too. And the last thing I want to talk about for this podcast is I went to go see a play. I feel like this is November now that I'm in. It's called Catch as Catch Can. The reason why I want to see this play is because it's another off-Broadway show, which is what I prefer to watch because I think it's cool to watch more indie-driven plays. And I wasn't sure what it was about actually, but I recognized 2 of the actors. One of the guys, there's only 3 characters in this play. One of the guys, he was in the play Once Upon a Korean Time, which I believe I talked about earlier. And the only female character in this play, she was the main lead in Golden Shield, which if you've been following this podcast, that's the play that got me into plays. So I got into this play, and it was pretty cool. Again, I want you guys no longer running, so spoiling it might be justified here, but actually, no, I will spoil it. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Let's talk about Catch as Catch Can. The cool thing about the play, though, is that 3 actors, 2 guys, 1 girl, they each played 2 genders. They each played 2 characters, and the 2 characters they played were of each gender. Um, so it would go back and forth between sets of characters. So one guy would play um, the son, and then the mom of that same son. Another guy would play the son and the mom of the same son, and then the third girl would play the daughter and then the father of that daughter. Hope that made sense. Um, it was cool because when the characters played the opposite genders throughout the entire play. So I thought that was really cool, and they're switching back and forth between the two genders. So I thought that was really really cool. And then what was it actually about? It was about um, I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain. Uh, how do I explain this? I can't explain it because I just don't know how. It's not like a really straightforward story. It's like a lot about like mental health and themes and ego and stuff like that. But if you get a chance to see Catch as Catch Can, any rendition of it, any further cast, I would say definitely check out Catch as Catch Can play. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm not gonna have a song at the end of this one because I want to just play a lot of catch up right now. I want to thank everybody for listening. I'm gonna have another episode really, really quickly after this one. Again, this is a promise I'm gonna keep. So again, thanks for listening and have a good day.